here is going to be our review of Wonder Egg Priority. Take it away, Jerms. What did you think overall of the series now that you have finished it?
Whew, what a series, man. What a series. I feel like every episode really had me on, like, there was just so many twists and turns with every episode, and the characters were absolutely fantastic. Loved every single one of the main girls here.
Yep.
Absolute angels. Um, and
Yep.
and then after, because I already seen the first like 7 episodes, and you were like, you don't, Germs, you don't even know what the crazy spice. Because I was like, oh, this
You
shit's
don't
getting
even
crazy,
know.
and you were absolutely correct. Absolutely, like things were just being thrown, aliens, and maybe it were time alternate timelines, AI, all this other crazy shit. And it's like, oh my, and that's like, and like, oh yeah, and the girls are just like, let's go talk to our friend, and we're having a dinner, little tea date. It's like, you don't need, Akka and Raka being, like
Yep.
puppets thrown in thick. Like, I don't even care. And they just start going to the dinner, like a little tea date. And it's like, oh my God,
Yep.
so many crazy things. The crazy backstory, with Frill and Raka, their story, absolutely spicy, and so much spice, and so many, every single one of the eggs, and stuff with all their different
Yeah.
stories. Absolutely, a lot of heart tugging stuff there. And the game and all this kind of stuff. There's a lot of stuff thrown here. Oh my gosh, my brain was filled. Absolutely, if like I was watching, like, with Cowboy Bebop after an episode, I'll be like, "Ooh, I've seen so much in one episode. I don't even know if how much I can continue." So luckily, I only had like 4 episodes to watch at the end there. But what an absolute ride of a series that is! Especially, didn't even know anything about it. Just went right into it and absolutely blown away with the spice. What are your thoughts?
Well, first of all, thank you for recommending it to me. Um, yeah, so I finished this a while ago, so it's not as fresh in my mind as yours, but I gotta tell you, this is a modern day masterpiece. I genuinely believe that. I don't typically like little girl magical show anime, whatever you want to call them, but this is fantastic. And yeah, let me explain why. I think Madoka Magica paved the way for this show. This is the 2021 version of Madoka Magica, and let me explain why. Yes, they're not traditional magical girls, and they they have a new costume and stuff like that. But if you think about it, they're very similar, right? It's a group of 4 girls. I guess with Madoka, there's like it ends up being 5, but
More.
like originally it was like 4, right? So there's a group of 4 girls. They're young, I guess like middle school, right? They sort of escape into another world where they fight monsters, right? In Madoka, it was witches, and here they're, fighting against the eggs and all that stuff. The monsters are very colorful, very just a very creative storyline, very but it's also dark and twisted, and it just gives me Madoka vibes. And honestly, no disrespect, Madoka revolutionized a genre. Madoka, um, you know, turned the magical girl genre on its head, and for that, it'll always have a place in anime history. But I personally like Wonder Egg more because it's just a refined version, in my opinion. A little bit less convoluted without all of the time traveling and all that stuff. Not to compare the two shows, but the only point that I want to make is that without Madoka, I don't think that this show would exist. Like Madoka is the architect, the blueprint, and this is the 2021 version of it. It took it to another level. I would say in some places this was even darker, more twisted. Um, the writing was fantastic in the show. There was a little bit of like gender bending with that one girl. There was, all the girls have a connection to like suicide, right? They all have a reason that they're fighting in this world to get back their loved ones, and then they kind of find out that that's a farce, and all types of stuff with the show, man. Like the animation alone is beautiful. The action was fantastic. I saw some people bagging on the action. I think you're crazy. I think that you're an elitist if you're bagging on this action, especially that last episode. Oh my gosh, what a beautiful, beautiful episode. It's psychedelic too. It just has so many flavors all in one. It's just a creative show. It's a show that I've seen, I guess compared to some people, not a lot of anime, but I've seen my fair share of shows, right? I mean, I know what I'm talking about. I got to tell you, I'm not going to forget one. I forget a lot of series, There's a lot, especially these days, there's a lot of new shows coming out. Wonder Egg Priority is one show that I don't think I'm ever going to forget. It's always going to be there. It's an extremely memorable show, and I think it's a modern day masterpiece, and that is my opinion of the show. So yeah. What else you got? Do you have anything to add to that, Jerms?
Well, I think really the main thing with this show is the characters. The show would be
So
nothing
good.
it'd be nothing without these characters. And her whole journey, and like especially when those last few episodes when you saw the alternate version of her where she did kill herself
Yes.
and without her friend, and
Yeah.
seeing her improve her improvements and everything. It was just absolutely fantastic. There was no damsels in distress here. They were all strong, strong people. It doesn't matter if this was a boys show or a girls show. They're fantastic
Mhm.
characters, absolutely well written. Especially like Momo's character,
Yeah.
the girl that looks like a boy, and getting
Mhm.
that other side where that girl has inside they're a boy and all that. What a crazy arc that was there, little arc that was there.
Mhm.
And her
And can I
saying
just
like
say
I'm
one thing real quick? It didn't feel forced. It just felt natural. It fit the vibe, would you say, right? It fit the dark sort of um dramatic theme of the show, that all these girls are kind of going through their own personal demons and their own personal struggles, right? Would you agree?
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
definitely agree because we had Rika and her with her mom and that whole little arc where she almost gave in, and her friends were there, and I feel like every girl really had. I mean, maybe not Nero as much, that the dark skinned
Yeah.
girl. Yeah, she didn't have as
Mhm.
much as an impact as like with Rika and Momo and Eyes, their arcs there, but it was absolutely fantastic seeing Momo's character improve from that, and Rika and it's just absolutely fantastic way, and it felt so natural. There was no agenda here. They weren't trying to like force this kind of stuff. It felt so natural and so well written. It was absolutely
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah, and it deals with a lot of themes that could be very forced, right? Like suicide, idol worship with Rika. Um,
You know,
it almost seemed like it
gender.
hinted, yeah, the gender, non-conforming gender identity. It almost felt like with what's the teacher? Like one of the episodes left off where it almost seems like she had an affection for the teacher. I remember like her friends were kind of like, "Oh, do you like him?" Like just so many interesting routes that this show went down. And again, the characters and the writing were fantastic for the show. I'm so sad that we're not going to get a season 2 of this, Germs, but we are going to get a special. It's going to officially conclude the series. This was supposed to be concluded within 12 episodes. We talked about it before with our review of The Promised Neverland. We will link that up here. CloverWorks had issues on production. That's why we had a recap episode. That's why everybody hated the recap episode. For 12 episodes, it's not the best thing ever, but whatever. I thought it was still a solid recap episode. Yeah, we are going to get a conclusion to this in the summer. We're going to get a special. Hopefully it runs longer than a normal episode, so they can really.
I really hope so.
Yeah, hopefully it's not just a normal episode runtime. They can really flesh out the story. What's the new character's name? Frill. She is. Man, what a main antagonist. What a main villain to have in your series. You know what I mean? Like, you assume that's going to be the big battle or whatever at the end there. I mean, and it was just really a labor of love. You could tell the people working on this really loved it. They apologized profusely for not, the staff members. They apologized for not being able to get it out, finish it on time, and You know, they've said that they're going to do it justice with this special that we're going to get in the summer. What a great show, man. What a masterpiece, in my opinion. Just not a single bad episode. Not a single bad episode. So,
Hmm. Yeah, I would definitely, and just the way the pacing and the structure of the episode felt so fantastic. It felt like there was a lot of twists and like moments that just hit you like a truck, and then another truck comes in and hits you in the side as well, and you rise, you're like you're dazed. And the timing felt just perfect. It felt like they knew when to stop hitting you with trucks and let you relax a little bit. But oh, just absolutely great time. Once you start picking this up, you're not gonna want to put it down unless you're me and I just
Binger.
free. Mhm.
This is a real binger, and I completed it when it was all the way out. It was completed. Man, what a bingeable show, man! What a bingeable show. I think I'm going to rewatch it before the special. That's how much I like it. I usually don't rewatch a lot of stuff, but just to be fresh, like I think I'm actually going to rewatch it again, just because I love it that much. I mean, it was such a fun ride. Yeah, so let's wrap this up. Final thoughts, Germs. Anything to add for this review?
Mm-mm. It's absolutely fantastic. You haven't seen it yet, just watch it. There's so many great stories and thought provoking things in here without being forced at any way. It felt so writing and characters. You're gonna love all the characters here.
Yeah, and we kept the spoiler free. I mean, we did talk about a lot of themes and stuff like that, but I think for the most part, if you watch this and you haven't seen
The
it yet, we
stories.
haven't really spoiled anything. Especially the last couple episodes there. Wow, a bunch of major developments. We're not even going into that. So, if you have not seen Wonder Egg Priority, we tend to agree a lot here. We disagree sometimes, but we tend to agree a lot here. I think it's safe to say that the Weeb Retreat highly recommends this, and please
Give it
go
a
check
gold
it out.
star. I don't think we got any awards or anything, but that would get a gold sticker right there.
If this came out in 2020, because 2020 was a little bit of a slower year with the pandemic, and not as great shows coming out, dude. If this came out in 2020, this would have easily been my anime of the year. This year is crazy. We're getting quality shows left and right. I don't know if it's going to be my anime of the year, but it's definitely in the running. It's definitely in the running. It's hard to compete with shows like Kaizen and Attack on Titan and just all the Mushoku Tensei.
Cowboys.
This year is crazy. In any normal year, this would absolutely be anime of the year. I can't say that it's the front runner so far because there's just been so much good stuff this year. But man, on any normal year, this would have been an anime of the year. All right, let's give it our approval. Let's give it out of 5.
know.
How many stars are you going to give it out of 5?
5 stars. You already know how to be. Not even a question.
Yeah, not even a question. Such good stuff. Check it out, guys. Have you checked it out? Comment down below. Have we hyped you guys up to go check it out? Please, if I haven't said it already, go check it out.